I'm Randy.
I'm Calvin, and we are the original security guys. All right. Pop-up window.
Bad things.
Said, stop what you're doing. Don't close this window. You've
Call
been
this number
compromised. Call,
immediately.
right?
Yep.
And you should call and give them all your money.
Absolutely not. Because they want Bitcoin. No, they were willing to accept a check.
Wow. You just give them all the numbers over the phone, too, huh?
Probably.
It never ends. They change that scam every once in a while. Used to be a pop-up box that said it was the FBI, and contact them immediately or whatever.
And there's one recently that did the sheriff's office.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I believe in the past there's even been some that have been from utility companies.
Yeah. But of course, they're not. They're hackers.
They're hackers.
Are you aware, legitimately, if any company, Microsoft or anybody, will actually pop up a window on your computer and say, "Stop! You've been hacked," or "You're infected," or anything like that, and call this number immediately, or anything like that? Are you aware of any that will do that?
I have not seen that, and I am not aware of any instance where a legitimate entity will do that.
Right. So, if you ever get a pop-up window that says you've been hacked, or call this number immediately, or click here to scan your computer, anything like that,
do not do it.
Don't be a bubba and a sissy.
Bad things will happen.
So you have a personal story of somebody that is close to you that this happened to you, and
had a family member who just happened to call me and was telling me that they had spent some time on the phone and they were having issues. The pop-up had come from Microsoft, and they had called, and the lady had an Indian accent, so she was difficult to understand, but she was working with him to work through the issue, and he was going to send her $3.99 via check the next day. And I just requested the PC, and he just brought it to me. And when I got it, lo and behold, it was just a web page that was popped up over the whole screen that was just bad adware. He clicked on an ad or scrolled over a pop-up, and it took over the page. And not being the most technically savvy individual, thought it was something legit. So he did what the screen said. Fortunately, he contacted me before, and when I got it, I was a little disturbed. And then as I looked at it, I noticed it had a URL, and I was like, "Oh, I know what this is. Bad ad."
Yeah.
Deleted the browser history, ran a scan, did a few other things. Lo and behold, there was nothing there. So, yeah, bad actors were just trying to take advantage of somebody's naivety of how things function and create FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Yeah.
Causing them to react based on that.
Well, a lot of times, they don't need a reason to do that, but a lot of times they will take advantage of, again, something that's happening in the news, some event that's going on, major event or something like that that's happening. And of course, right now in America, we have a pretty major event coming up in the next few weeks that is going to have tons of ads that everybody wants to go see the ads, which puts them at risk. And that event is
Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl commercials. Hackers will. Everybody is fully expecting the hackers to take advantage. Everybody wants to see the Super Bowl ads. So again, pop-up boxes, anything say click see the latest Super Bowl ad, see the full version of the Super Bowl ad, anything like that. More than likely, it is not legitimate. They're not going to pop that up on your computer. It's not going to happen like that. And be careful about the ads. Any ads that you would see pop up on social media or anything like that. If you're getting emails that said, see the Super Bowl ads or anything like that, or at any time, you shouldn't be. Don't click on anything. Don't call a number. Well, it's not real.
Anytime there's a major event, Super Bowl's a prime example. We had earthquake in California just recently.
Yeah.
We've had 3,000 or roughly so air traffic or airline flights canceled very recently. So anytime a major event occurs, the hackers are going to take advantage of it. You just have to not freak out and panic and get click happy.
Yeah.
The ads are even if you're going to reputable websites. Back to the Super Bowl, a number of years ago, Miami Dolphins were in it, and the evil bad people successfully got bad ads on the home team or on the Miami Dolphins webpage.
Yeah.
So even going to legitimate websites, you can get bad ads, but you just have to be careful.
Yeah. The ads are annoying, right? I mean, when I was growing up, you hated the ads, the commercials on the TV because it interrupted your programming. And at least, and back then, unless it was a toy, I didn't really want to see it.
See, I thought you were. I didn't realize you were going to go with TV. I thought you were going to say because you had a 14 Ford baud modem.
Well, there was that too. So most everybody hates commercials, but there are just all of these events that occur, and the hackers are preying upon, hoping that because of that event, that activity, that bowl game that's happening, or whatever event is happening, that you're going to be interested in what they're pushing, right? And it could be in an ad, and it may not be like a commercial itself, but it could be many things. They could say your computer is compromised. They could say, click here to see something, to see an ad, to get information about, or to the point of it literally pops up a window on your screen and shows you, please do not click away, please do not do this. And some of them are actually very good. Mm-hmm. They won't go away.
No, there's some that are very difficult to get rid of, even for a skilled technician.
Yeah. Yep.
And yeah, they're very challenging. So you'll want to make sure your antivirus is up to date. The FBI recently published an article saying that ad blockers are a good thing and individuals should consider using them.
Yeah.
So, when the FBI starts publishing that information, that's probably past time for an individual to have it.
Yeah. For our audience, it would probably be just a browser to select, and DuckDuckGo would probably be at the top of that list. It's not perfect, and it shouldn't be the only thing that you use, but
Brave has come
helps.
a long way in blocking ads for a browser as well. You also, there's how many ads or how many browsers out there now?
Yeah, there's quite a few, but I mean, Edge will not do it. Chrome will not do it. They'll tell you that you've got to install plugins. My problem with that is you're at risk because, I mean, there are plugins, there are add-on apps that you can add to these browsers that can do a good job, but they've also have been known to be hackers themselves place bad apps out there, And
you see this with phones. Also, you'll have an app that is a good app, and the individual is approached to sell the app, and they wind up selling the good app to a bad entity that then inserts bad code into it during the next revision, and suddenly it starts going badly wrong.
Yeah. There was at one time, flashlights were not built into mobile phones. And you had to install an app to simulate a flashlight. And there were tons of flashlight apps that were put out. And there was a lot of them that were actually hackers that, would do that. And then we talked about this in a previous episode. Well, here's your flashlight. It needs access to your contacts. Why? It needs access to make phone calls. Why?
It needs access to send text messages.
Yeah. But believe it or not, people would actually give their flashlight permissions to all that stuff and allow hackers to be able to make copies of all of their contacts or make phone calls on their behalf or whatever, send text messages or whatever. Very, very vulnerable. And So they're all over the place. They're on any of your mobile devices. They're on computers, social media. You'll see a lot on social media, but you could be browsing any website. You know, it's not even, well, I'm browsing hacker websites. No, you can be browsing legitimate websites, and the way some of the websites, the more advanced websites work, their commercialization, the way they sell ads to legitimate businesses on their web pages, they have their own vulnerabilities, but then sometimes the simplest method for hackers to get there is just to legitimately buy ads.
And to Calvin's point, what they'll do is they'll sell a block of ads, and marketing company A may sell 80% of those ads. So let's just say there's 100 ads. Well, they sell 80 of them. There's 20 left over that they're not able to dispose of or sell. So they turn around and sell those to another marketing company that then sells them. It goes so on and so forth until the quality and standards are not quite as high as they were, and this non-reputable marketing company sells it to a known bad hacker, and they insert ads, and suddenly it's on a known reputable. CNN's been hacked this way, or distributed bad ads this way. I mentioned Miami Dolphins from several years ago had that issue. There's lots of good websites that have had issues due to that nature.
And it, you know, the concept, the methodology of how sometimes hackers inject whatever code, whatever they're going to do to try to take advantage of you. So that can be put anywhere. As I know, my wife, she loves to browse the internet for recipes, and she went to craft.com where there's great recipes out there, and it was embedded inside one of the recipes that people submit, and a hacker figured out how to inject some code into one of the recipes, and she clicked on it to get that recipe and got infected.
Got more than what she bargained for.
Yeah. It happens. We've said it many times. There is no such thing as 100% security. You just really got to be prepared. It's like saying that, you know, you're going to drive a car and never get into a wreck or get into an accident, and that's just not possible no matter how safe of a driver you are. Eventually, there is a possibility that you could always get into an accident. And the same thing with your security on your devices, you know, for the internet or your applications, your computers, your cell phones. As much security as you can do as much as you can, but there is no such thing as being 100% protected and secure.
Yeah, you've stated that with your experience in a top secret facility.
Yeah. I mean, if a top secret facility can be hacked with seemingly unlimited budget and a lot of really talented technical people to secure these systems to the top secret classified level, and hackers can get into that, they're good. We stand no chance in the real world. We stand no chance. You know, it's like anything else. Just because you can get in an accident while driving your vehicle doesn't stop you from driving your vehicle. You do it because you need to, but you just be as cautious as you can, and you try to be aware of what all the dangers are. It's the same thing for computers. You've got to use it. It's part of everyday life now. Use it, be careful, learn as much as you can to try to protect yourself and be as safe as possible. What we're waiting for is for insurance to catch up, right? Because you can get insurance for your vehicle for accidents. It's very difficult right now for users, the general user, to get insurance to cover every possible aspect of the threats that we're talking about for hacking and internet and things like that.
It's become very cost prohibitive for businesses in the past year.
Yeah.
A lot of them that I've spoken with have seen 50% and higher increases than a premium.
Yeah.
So insurance for individuals is nowhere close.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to, you know, this is the line of work that we do every day. For companies, there's going to have to be a major change in philosophy about how businesses proceed forward with trying to protect their business and protect their users, their customers, the information that they store on behalf of everybody else. And you see some laws that may try to kind of come around to help with that situation. But at the end of the day, right now for us in the United States, there's not a huge amount of protections for individuals that actually get compromised. There's good protections for individuals that if you do business with a company, they're required to do certain things. But at the end of the day, even what they're required to do for us individually is nothing compared to the damage that that you actually experience if your identity gets hacked and you experience those kind of issues. It's different than getting your computer hacked, but it could result in identity theft if your computer's hacked or a company that you do business with and their computer is hacked. So
yeah, for those individuals that do, I don't know, we've got taxes coming due here in only a few months. If your tax information is on your computer and it's compromised, you could be a ID theft victim.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about a lot of these different particular topics, but it still comes down to plain, simple, basic cybersecurity stuff. Learn as much as you can. Try to prevent as much as you can. Try to detect what's going on, and if at all possible, be prepared. Start asking the questions. How can I get my computer rebuilt? How can I get it fixed? Cleaning the virus off of there. We know from experience, it doesn't work. So when you get those pop-up windows, there's a good chance that nothing has happened, but there's no guarantee that they don't have some kind of additional payload or code on the back end, so that if you don't do what they're telling you to call that number or to pay them their fee, they could end up doing more damage or cause further problems that you just don't need.
Yeah.
Got to try to protect yourself.
You don't know what else got downloaded at that point in time, so it's your best bet is just to do a complete reinstall of the operating system, back up all your data, reinstall all the data, your programs, and then reload your data.
Yeah. Okay, well, if you like this content and you would like to see more of it, please subscribe. We really appreciate that. And hit the notification button so that you'll get notified when we post new content. And as always, please comment. Give us your comments about what you liked, what you didn't like. Share your information. Talk to us about topics that you would like to see us cover. And we will put it on future episodes that we do. So we thank you very much for joining us in this conversation, Okie style. Until next time, we are the Original Security Guys.